Q's Guide to Leading Successful Partnerships sets out some of the principles that we know really underpin effective partnership working in the health and care system. Partnerships are important because organisations in health and care increasingly need to work together if they're going to meet the needs of their local populations and ensure high quality care is delivered as standard. The guide is structured around the stages that you will go through when you're establishing your partnership. The first stage is around deciding whether or not to enter into a partnership. Now, we know that sometimes it can be decided quite quickly that a partnership is the right opportunity, but it's worth kind of taking stock at this point and deciding if that's definitely the right decision, because we know that working in partnership is going to come with a lot of additional work, resources, and potentially a little bit of heartache as well. So it's really important to decide whether or not this is the right option for you and your organisation at this time. The second stage is around approaching partners, and you can consider the stage a little bit like dating. So you may be reaching out to other organisations, trying to understand what the chemistry is like between you both, how closely some of your values align, and whether you think there's a real potential for you to achieve greater impact by working together. The final stage is then around establishing your partnership, and this is where there's a lot of work to really iron out some of the details about how you're going to work effectively together in the future. Our work has highlighted that there are 4 common principles that really underpin effective partnership working. The first of these is having clear and common goals. So it's really important when you're working with another organisation or multiple organisations that you have a shared view of what you want to achieve together. Now, we've learned that it's really easy for organisations to talk at cross purposes. So you want to be asking yourself some questions here about what is the nature of our goals and how aligned are they? Do we have a shared view about how we're going to achieve those goals together? And what success would look like at the end. The second principle is around ensuring a transparent and equitable distribution of power in your relationship. It may be that one organisation is coming with more money, whereas another is coming with a different type of expertise. It can be really helpful to have open and honest conversations early on in your relationship to surface things like what are the different sources of power that we are both bringing to this relationship, and what might be some of the barriers to equity based on this. Doing this will allow you to have a really transparent understanding of the power dynamics in your relationship, and it should make it easier for you to name and call out issues that you may experience in the future. The third principle is around adequate resourcing, making sure that all partners are putting in the right amount of staff capacity and resourcing to make the work successful. Having open and honest conversations is a theme that runs throughout this guide. Some of the things you may want to be exploring here are we both committed to achieving our goals together? Is there sufficient buy-in from all organisations? What specific roles and responsibilities will we all need to do together to make this work successful? So the final principle is around establishing a positive culture. Now, for this principle, you want to be thinking about how you can build trust and respect into your relationship, and really taking the time early on to get to know the people that you'll be working with, understand their values and their motivations and how that's going to affect how they work. Establishing trust, accountability and respect in your relationships is going to make it much easier for you to overcome challenges together in the future. Q is a growing community of over 4,500 people working to improve health and care in the UK and Ireland. Q is free to join, and it gives you access to a range of practical tools and resources that can support your work. Read the full guide on Q's website.